This is a staple on the channel nowadays. My Strange Addiction Tier List, Part 3 by Stoic Stick. Yeah, we'll look at this. We'll look at this. This is gonna be terrible. Because, we'll see some horror shit. Anyways, let's jump right into it and see what, okay, we had, eating your husband's ashes, eating glass, eating other weird shit, drinking gasoline, getting stung by bees. Let's just see.
Okay, face reveal video is going live on the 14th. Also, check out my new channel, Stoic Stick. It's going to be similar content, just a different format. And now the video. We're back.
Creative name, Stoic Stick. Back
Again with another part to the much beloved My Strange Addiction Tier List series. This time, part 3. The next part will probably be the finale, but there's like 100 other shows that I could do this for, and
there's a part 4? Maybe?
like making them, so I'll probably keep making them. If you want to know how we're ranking them or haven't watched the first 2 parts, go and watch them because we're just going to get directly into it here. Now the first strange addiction we'll be looking at is the lady addicted to coffee enemas.
My name is Trina, and I live in St. Petersburg, Florida.
That's perfect.
And I'm addicted to coffee enemas.
Now for those of you who don't know what an enema is, to put it succinctly, it's injecting a liquid of some sort into your anus.
Anyways, that's the weird part. If I've heard, the weird part is I've heard of that before. She's just shoving coffee up her ass. That's it. That's the full TLDR. She just shoves coffee up her ass. Okay.
And is done for many reasons, which could be to help with constipation or for drug administration purposes. However, Trina has neither of these and, in my opinion, is just addicted to caffeine. Trina is currently married, so let's see what her husband thinks about this.
So drinking was not enough. It must go up the ass. Drinking was not enough. Okay. Is used medically as well. Yeah, but she's not using it medically. She's using it anally.
Weird coffee ritual.
My initial reaction was, my God, that's disgusting. But
these... it's interesting, right? These are all married. How are these all married? How are these all married? I can bet if that dude was doing it instead, he'd be single. Why are all of these married? How does this work? How would you tolerate this?
I tried it, and now I'm addicted to coffee enemas.
Oh, great.
Is that what they call conversion therapy? She made him addicted to anus cafe? Anus coffee? Anally, but that's how it is used, regardless. She's not using it for the purpose of for a medical purpose. She's using it for addiction. Bro, conversion.
They even fight over who gets to take the first enema of the day, and I'm gonna assume that they clean the tubing before and after each use, and aren't playing puff puff pass with an enema pipe.
It's funny how our personality goes into it, but we have totally different styles.
I like a finer, almost espresso grind, and I feel like that saturates the coffee solution more with caffeine.
I like it thicker because I feel like it's not.
They even like their coffee up their ass differently. He likes it more espresso-like. It goes better up the butt. That's crazy. No one could ever get this kind of info out of me. You would need to put me gunpoint, and even then, I think there's such a thing as couples being too close. That line is crossed when you're doing coffee enemas together. This is as bad as the J.O. crystal. That's the J.O. crystal.
As messy and drippy.
If you thought those homebrew coffee accounts with the complex metal stirrers were obnoxious, just imagine they all got into coffee enemas. Yeah, this is my Enematic 4000. It has a 16-speed pump and a liquid cooling system to ensure the coffee goes up my arse at exactly 37.5 degrees C. And it can also file my taxes. Honestly, I would hate to be friends with someone like this, because if I ever went to get a coffee at their house and it tastes like shit, I may have to channel my inner Ted Kaczynski and start sending out presents in the mail.
The bombs. Ted was right. We strayed too far away from nature. I agree. This is one of those moments.
And here we have our first black screen of death. And I'll be using these numbers to roughly calculate how much
Mike and Trina both do over 100 coffee enemas per month. It's nearly 6,000 coffee enemas since their addiction began. The animatic universe, I hate you.
caffeine they've taken in. I'm going to assume that they both take 2 enemas a day, which puts them at around 120 a month, which is in line with what the video says. They also say in the video that per colon coffee concoction, they're intaking 32 ounces or almost 1 kilogram of coffee, which comes to around 360 milligrams of caffeine per brew. And they do this twice each, which puts them at around 720 milligrams of caffeine per day every day, assuming that they keep the coffee in their colon for at least 45 minutes. Now that sounds like a lot, but it's actually not that much. For an average adult, the LD50 for caffeine is around 10,000 milligrams, so they aren't even 10% of the way there. That's not to say that having this much caffeine wouldn't be bad for you though. Caffeine intake at this level can cause symptoms that include restlessness, vomiting, tremors, and increased heart rate. Now, neither Trina or her husband actually display any of these symptoms.
If I have a coffee addiction, they are made of coffee. They're literally bleeding coffee. Bro.
So it could be that they're lying about these enemas, and I would have to put them in the fake tier, or they aren't absorbing most of the caffeine that they intake. Personally, I'm gonna have to put them into the a little weird tier because I don't have enough evidence to put them definitively in the fake tier, and most people are addicted to coffee the same as these two, except these two just put it up the other end instead. Up next, we have the story of what would happen if the old man from Up liked...
But why? But why don't you just drink it? Why must it go up your butt? Why? They accidentally played Enemy Within because they misread it as Enema Within. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Shitting coffee crazy. They're literally... Bro, why?
balloons a lot more than he already did.
My name is Julius. I'm 62 years old, and I'm addicted to balloons.
Now, Julius here doesn't just like balloons. He really likes balloons, and you know...
No. I don't like where this is going. I don't. Where are we going with this? Hopefully these balloons aren't filled with anything that isn't just anything but air. Just air.
What? I'll let him put it in his own words.
But Julius's obsession with balloons goes beyond shapes and colors.
My love for balloons, it's also a sexual love.
Why must we do this? Why must we do this? Thanos was right. Half of y'all need to go. Goku Black was correct. Mortals are an issue. They are an issue. Maybe genocidal maniacs aren't wrong. Maybe they aren't, to a degree at least. What are we doing? Stop fucking cars and balloons!
When I see a beautiful balloon, my heart starts to flutter and I get aroused.
Okay, but did the producers really have to ask him to stand in a dark room with the blinds half closed, just holding a balloon like that? Oh, they did. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm guessing you get the picture about the whole balloon love, but this isn't the worst B-roll footage that they included for this episode. Check this out.
There's lots of people out there that feel the same way as I do about balloons. But there's two groups of the lunar group. You got the popper.
But why? But why? Why is this so sensual? Stop making love. Stop massaging the balloon.
That get aroused by popping balloons. And you got your non-poppers. I'm a non-popper.
What kind of freaky shit were the producers on? Where did they even get the footage for this? Whose feet are these?
Wait, these are feet. These are... I was like... I didn't even pay attention. These are feet. And then, bro... Most likely, it's like a condom, but bigger, and obviously the bigger the better.
I have too many questions and not enough answers. Honestly, I feel a little molested having to have viewed that, and I'm not even sure how they managed to get the green light for airing this in 2013 daytime television. Our friend Julius, in my opinion, should be named the patron saint of balloons for his tireless work saving them on the daily.
The sound of a balloon popping devastates Julius, and he even rescues balloons he believes to be in danger.
I'll go to car
He's a superhero for balloons.
dealerships and do what I call a balloon rescue.
Okay, maybe saving was the wrong word. He just steals random balloons from stores. Imagine living around this guy and being a store worker who has to deal with his shit. Ricky, he's outside again. He's doing the thing with the balloons again. Yes, I know you told me to just let him take them, but honestly, this is like the third time this...
Imagine you throw like a birthday party, right? And you leave for real quick, and then you come back, and this guy is just in your backyard trying to steal your balloons. I stole a balloon for my prom. Oh, I have done too. I have done so too. I was really bored at that prom. I really didn't like it. I'll be honest. So I did other heinous shit as well, to be fair. Bro must hate balloons TD. Probably. Or anything that has to do with popping balloons. I'm scared of blowing up the balloon. Why? Because you think if you put it too much air in it, it'll just blow up.
This week, and I'm not going out to buy more balloons again.
But Julius doesn't just share his extreme love for balloons with many people.
The only people that know him is my family. My wife thinks it's strange, but she accepts it.
You have a wife? And the guys in my chat say they have no chance. The guys in my chat say that they're ugly. The guys in my chat say that they can't get any girls. Look at this balloon lover having a wife.
This goes back to what I was saying before. How are all of these people either married or in a relationship? And also, because this guy truly loves balloons, isn't that akin to cheating for normal people by being constantly surrounded by these things that he genuinely loves?
I see nothing wrong with loving balloons. It's not hurting anybody. It's not dangerous, and I have no desire to change.
Wow. Holy smokes.
I just love everything there is to love about balloons.
Is it like an emotional love or romantic love or?
It's this combination. It's kind of like a platonic love, plus there's some sexual overtones in there too.
Assuming that his wife and he still are intimate. I wonder what freaky shit they've done with that include balloons. What have they done sexually that includes balloons? Like rubbing on each other, like what the fuck? What the fuck are we doing? I love that these people always say they keep their addiction secret as if they aren't on a literal television show telling the world about it. True. I'm also scared of popping a balloon with a needle. It's scary. Not me not so much. I don't really care.
What do you mean sexual overtone?
I get aroused by them.
Okay, why is Julius friends with someone who's like 30 years younger than him? And he also seemed very eager to let her know that balloons, quote, sexually arouse him whilst being in a room completely surrounded by balloons.
What does your wife think about the balloons?
She really hasn't said much. I
She
mean,
doesn't like get a little bit jealous or.
I don't think so. I don't think she sees it as a threat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and make an educated guess that yes, your wife is definitely not happy about the balloon fetish.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Does he have a cum balloon instead of a sock? Yeah, I'm ending it all. I'm ending it all, bro. I'm ending it all. I don't know how I'm inserting them. I don't know. Why would she stay with him? That's the biggest question. You're competing with a goddamn balloon, and he prefers the balloons. He prefers the balloons. He's married and prefers the balloons. I'm ending it all.
Especially when she refused to take part in the TV show.
I think I'd come in here and pop every single balloon, yeah.
You would?
Oh, yeah, I would.
Wow. When she said that she would pop them all, that kind of threw me for a loop.
What Julius's lady friend just said is the equivalent of telling someone you're gonna slit the throats of their loved ones, and you can tell that Julius is thrown off by it. What to her was a throwaway comment, Julius took very seriously. So the producers get Julius to go.
So bro's offended by someone popping balloons. That would be like, he's like right in front of like the government and protesting for balloon rights. He would be like protesting for balloon rights. Human balloon rights. You know how balloons can make your hair go static? Do you think they do that with the pubes or... Okay, Eliza, I want you to take your thinking cap and remove it from your head. You're thinking too much. Don't think about it. It is weird as shit just thinking about what they could do with these. Stop. Bro pops balloon during fun time and get an existential crisis and goes to police to get arrested for balloon murder. That's crazy. Bro, it's just diabolical, man. This is crazy.
To therapy, and there are some gems in the conversation.
So tell me, what have been the main problems that this has caused? And
As far as I'm concerned, it's never caused any problem. Well, you know, I spent 8 years in the Army, you know, living with guys, you know.
how was that for you, not being able to have access?
I had to hide it, but, you know, I was successful in hiding it. Nobody ever found out about it.
Yeah, I'll be real with you. Everyone probably found out about it. Imagine trying to go to sleep in the barracks and all you hear is the noise of balloons being gripped with a lustful fervor late into the long night. Anyways, the therapist agrees that because it's not really harming anyone, it's not really that bad. And so, Julius continues his love for balloons and has not given it up till this day. Honestly, even though it's not harming anyone, the fact that the producers made me watch this scene of someone footsying up a balloon has annoyed me to the point that I'm going to be putting him in the strange tier.
I would have agreed. Put that into the strange tier. Though it's still not the worst. It's still not the worst. Be right back. Take care, Sumax. Like, this one is clearly... This one... The guy who's into cars and the I'm gonna eat the ashes of my husband is clearly the worst for now. And this one needs to move up, because remember, this one is... I love getting stung by bees. And remember, bees die. Remember, bees die.
Up next, we have the lady who is addicted to eating sand.
My name is Bria. I'm 19 years old, and I'm addicted to eating sand.
We are eating sand? Yo, I'll just look at the sandcastle and be like, yo, that's kind of cool. How can I do that? And she's like, oh, look, a snack, a dinner, a buffet. She's like entering a beach and is like, look at this buffet. Look at this, all you can eat. Bro, it's crazy. I wonder if he's got special bedroom balloons that can take... Stop. Stop. No.
When I go to the beach and I accidentally eat some food with a little sand on it, I am absolutely enraged. Okay, maybe not that angry, but very annoyed in the least. So the fact that this lady just raw dog sand is insane to me.
Bria is so dependent on that satisfying crunch, she turns to nail files when her sand supply runs low.
It has like sandpaper on it that gives me the same crunch. Sorry. Put it like
Isn't that gonna rub off like on your teeth? Isn't that gonna damage your teeth if you bite it? She's just eating sandpaper.
On the back of my teeth, and just go like this.
Okay, nail file thing aside, how do you ever run out of sand? Is Missouri a landlocked state? Okay, it is landlocked.
How does she not run out of teeth? With sandpaper.
But they still have beaches, so I'm not sure how you could ever run out. Couldn't you just fill a bucket with sand and have that last you the whole year? And now back to the actual nail file thing. Isn't she just shaving her teeth down? I'd imagine her teeth are...
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking too. That's literally what I'm asking. Eating sand will be great in ASMR. Yeah, but that's the only thing.
very sensitive after all that enamel being worn away.
Today, she's decided she's ready to reveal her addiction to her best friend, Precious.
Yeah, I 100% believe that this was her idea and definitely not the producer's idea. What a preposterous notion.
Well, I have a secret. I wanted to tell you that I like chewing on nail files and grinding them on the back of my teeth. Why you do that? They give me like...
I think the best part about this is that the producers made her tell her friend that she chews on nail files, whilst both of them are getting their nails done, and the nail ladies look like they're having the time of their lives.
Another secret. Got another one? The reason I like nail files is because I also like to eat sand.
If I was the ladies owning the nail place, I would give her a restraining order. You're a threat to my business. Does she swallow it though because she could run out quickly if she has a lot of ones? How does she's gotta swallow it with a lot of water though, otherwise that wouldn't go down. Local beach sand missing. Culprit is a local sand eating woman. This one was a sand worm.
I do it every single day.
Yeah, they got 2 front row tickets to probably one of the weirdest conversations these nail techs have ever heard. After her confession to her friend, Bria's sister talks her into seeing a doctor, and it's actually a kind of wholesome moment, which is somewhat rare on this show.
Well, it would mean a lot to me if you went to go see a doctor, because I love you, you're my only sister. I'm just concerned about you.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go see a doctor for you.
Now, I'm not sure where they got this doctor from, but he looks like Justin Trudeau from Wish. Nevertheless...
He kind of does. He kind of does. But I've also this Justin Trudeau bangs Emmanuel Macron, so I don't know about that one.
Let's have a listen to the sage advice that the doctor offers to Bria.
I strongly recommend that you stop eating sand.
Well, I could have told you that for free. Jokes aside, they do an abdominal x-ray of Bria and there's a surprising twist.
So this is an x-ray of your belly. This is your colon, okay, and this is basically stool in your colon. What I don't see on this x-ray is any evidence of any areas that are calcified or look like sand on the x-ray.
Dr. Trudeau found no evidence of a sand buildup or any sand visible at all in her colon.
Yeah, I think this is bait. I think this goes into the fake category. I think this goes into the fake category. I'd say so, yeah. I wonder if her breath smells like the beach. Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
Colon. Now, either she grinded those sand crystals into fine dust, or she may be lying about the addiction because sand shows up very clearly on x-rays. Here you can see an x-ray of a dog and the sand poop is very distinct from the regular poop. Now, although pica is a real disease and it does sometimes make people eat rocks and sands, I personally think that Bria may have been faking her illness just for the cameras, and I have 2 reasons why. Firstly, her teeth would be ultra sensitive, which she doesn't really seem to acknowledge or mention, as well as the x-ray coming up with nothing. Surely, if she was addicted as she claims, there would be at least even a small amount of sand visible in her x-rays. So, for these reasons, I'm going to be putting...
Bro, the lore. That lore be like, I killed a grizzly with my bare hands. Mom lore be like, I faked an addiction for eating sand.
This in the fake tier. Our next addiction's going to be a lady who loves to smell gasoline. But Mr. Stick, didn't we already cover that addiction? Well, yes, but that addiction was fake and the lady was lying about it. This older lady we're covering this time is actually really a gasoline fiend.
My name is Teresa. I'm 44 years old.
Should not be a word. Gasoline fiend. Also, is she like constantly like feral because like the moment she steps outside, she's gonna have the smell of car everywhere? Bro, what?
I'm from Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and I'm addicted to smelling gasoline.
Now, this is what I imagine when I think of someone who is addicted to gasoline. Now, this may seem mean-spirited, but I thought Americans were known for their excellent dental care. Well, more so than the British, at least.
The British catching strays. Faking an addiction is crazy, but at the same time, I'm glad it wasn't real. I wish it was. I wish all of these were real. That'd be funny. Hetero does smell good, to be honest. Yeah. I hope you can feel the side eye. I hope you can feel it that I'm giving you. Casual British catching strays. Smelling gasoline in this economy. Yeah. Gasoline is like it's like a rare occasion where it's like below €1.80 nowadays. It's like, oh shit, that's cheap.
But this lady has some seriously poor dental hygiene, which has nothing to do with her addiction, it just is really off-putting to look at.
No matter where I'm at, I have a bottle with me. I keep it either in my purse or in my jacket pocket. When I eat, it's sitting right there at the kitchen table in case I get that urge. Wait a minute. That might make me feel better.
Teresa really is a fiend for the lean. She couldn't resist the call even mid-interview. That is the sign of a really dedicated gas fiend.
When Teresa doesn't have gasoline, watch out. She does get very angry.
Yeah,
what do you think it's doing to your health? What do you think it's doing to your brain? Or...
I don't know. I can't answer that. But I'm not going to sit here and have you throw it in my face when, you know...
Not throwing it in your face. I'm just saying, you've been saying that for years, but you're still smelling gas.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with this divorce immediately. Nah, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. If you get intense mood swing... I mean, it's an addiction, okay. But if you get intense mood swings every time there's not a bottle of gasoline close by, bro, what are we doing? I'm not gonna lie, I know people who like the smell of gas. Not me though, but not to the point like this. Do I know weird people that have a weird addiction to something? No, I do not. But I also don't know people.
Turns out that she also likes to gaslight as well as gas sniff. Her boyfriend is 100% correct, but she manages to take it as a personal attack rather than advice and flip it on him, which is manipulation 101. Honestly, her boyfriend deserves better.
I've heard her talk about situations where she chose the gas over buying food or something like that. She just needs her fix.
Okay, as insane as buying gas to sniff over food is, how incredible are her genes? Her daughter looks like a carbon copy of...
Bro, what the heck? Bro, what? Let me zoom out. What the fuck? I can quit, I just don't want to. Same energy, yeah. Imagine they have a kid, but instead she births a gas canister. Bro, it's just a clone. Is that what gasoline does? Is that what it does? Is that what it actually does? Just finger the gas pipe. Yes, she did. bro. It's a little clone.
Of her. But actually, didn't she say she started her gas sniffing at 13 and she's now 44, meaning she might have been smelling gasoline whilst pregnant, which is ridiculously dangerous for the baby.
Solvents, as all substances abused in pregnancy, are associated with severe maternal and neonatal sequelae. Obstetricians, dude, English not Englishing here, should be aware of this increasing problem in the obstetrical population, and early intervention should be I'm just retarded. I can't read. To improve maternal morbidity and neonatal outcome. Okay, so basically it just cooks the child. Bro.
So maybe that's the reason why she and her daughter
instituted. That's the word, bro.
Daughter look so similar. I'll give you a couple of seconds to guess what the symptoms of solvent abuse are. Alright, time's up. If you said memory loss, irritability, and poor concentration, then you probably googled the symptoms, or are also
memory loss, irritability, poor concentration.
An avid inhaler of the gasoline. But yeah, Teresa definitely has some of these symptoms, especially the memory loss. It's so bad that she actually has to sticky note her steering wheel in case she forgets something important.
I've had memory loss since about 1995. Because of my memory loss, I have to use, darn, see?
It's very apparent, okay? That she's not that this is damaging her, right? It's apparent. It's apparent, okay? That she's clearly struggling. She's having issues with this, and she keeps going. She keeps going. It's making her retarded.
I have to use little notes and leave them tacked up on my steering wheel of my car.
The producers then make her go to see a doctor, and they carry out an electromyogram to determine the health of her nervous system after years of gasoline abuse, and the results actually threw me off, if I'm being totally honest.
The test shows that your nerve looks okay. Well, this is a great sense of relief for you, I can imagine. And at the same time, it's still doing damage.
Right.
She's been tremendously lucky. 30 years of sniffing, and somehow her body's held up.
She is genetically built to be a gas sniffer.
I mean, we should never take that quote out of context. 30 years of sniffing. Maybe she can't remember to quit. Gas dementia.
Something. Maybe I was onto something when I said she had incredible genes. And low-key, if her body can withstand around 30 years of non-stop gasoline abuse, then she might just be resilient to its effects. So, carry on, I guess. Okay, I'm only kidding. Don't do that. Anyway, Teresa is a true gasoline addict, and for that reason she will be taking her spot rightfully in the strange tier. Our second to last addiction we have is the lady who is addicted to sucking her thumb.
I could assume that this is more common than it actually than it should be. I assume this is more common than it actually should be. Because a lot of people, they do that as a child and just never stop. Well, not a lot of people, but some people. Like, a small minority does that as a child and just never stops.
I'm Rhonda, I'm 24. I live in Richmond, Virginia, and I'm addicted to sucking my thumb.
Now, this one is easily one of the more harmless addictions that we have for this tier list, but there's a reason, which I'll get into.
But doesn't that fuck up the teeth? I've heard that fucks up the teeth. What if you were in a car with ducks and you tried to tell him to drive around something in German, but instead he drives it over? Well, if you were telling me, I would still do that. Okay, if you would do it in German, then probably you may fuck up. regardless. Sucking the thumb isn't that weird, but it can mess up the way your teeth form. Yeah, thumb a bit less destructive. A bit. I would argue that that's quite a lot less destructive.
Why I included this one in the list.
This is my blanket, or what's left of it. I smell it while I'm sucking my thumb. What I'll do is I'll take the blanket, wrap it around my finger, and then suck my.
Oh yeah, this is not an addiction. If anything, I'd argue this is childhood trauma. I'd argue actually this is childhood trauma. This is not an addiction.
Thumb and smell the blanket.
Yeah, it's the blanket sniffing. I actually used to know someone who used to do the same thing, and they were a pretty cool person, and they told me why they did it. It's a blanket that she had whilst growing up as a child, and essentially it smells like her childhood. So if they're ever stressed out or feeling sad, they have this physical manifestation of the nostalgia of their childhood that they can use to calm themselves down. Actually, in the video, Rhonda also says that she only stops sucking her thumb when she can't find her blanket.
The only time that I've not is when I've lost my blanket for a couple days.
Okay.
When I lose my blanket, I usually don't suck my thumb.
So I actually think that Rhonda is addicted to smelling her blanket, and the thumb sucking is only a byproduct of constantly having her hand near her face.
Later on, like when my parents got divorced, it was really.
Oh yeah, this is definitely childhood trauma. That's definitely childhood trauma. It's kind of sad now. Yep, that got sad real quick. That went from sad to weird real quick. It smelled like childhood full. Piss and sweat. Oh yeah, this is that's trauma. Kids, never divorce. This is what you're doing to your kids. They turn out weird.
There on a comfort basis for me. I know we're talking about an object here, but
Not to get all psychological or anything, but Rhonda mentions that when she was 12, her parents got divorced. Now, this is just my theory, but she probably had that blanket back then and used it to bring herself back to the time when her parents were still together. This behavior was reinforced by the feelings of comfort that the blanket would bring, and then as a result, she would continue to suck her thumb. Another thing that supports my theory is that at the end of the video, there's another black screen that states that she actually lost her blanket and it led to her not sucking her thumb as much. Anyway, this addiction I don't think is weird enough to put in the a little weird tier, and it kind of makes sense to an extent, so I'm going to be putting it in the completely fine tier. Our final addiction is going to be the lady addicted to eating faux mattresses.
Is it at least fresh faux mattresses? Don't tell me it's used. If it's used, bro.
My name is Jennifer, and I'm addicted to eating mattresses.
Oh man, it's gonna take a lot in me to get through this one.
I like my mattress plain and straight up. I know mayonnaise, butter, none of that. There's like a hard texture, like my taste buds are little, kind of.
Hey, Dream Warden, how you doing? Hope you're doing good. What are we doing? What are we doing? She built like a mattress. That's crazy. True though.
Like a guitar.
No, I don't know what you mean by a guitar, but before that, I'll just ask the question that everyone is thinking. How do you manage to get that overweight whilst eating a large amount of inedible foods that will fill up your stomach? She also said that she doesn't add oil or butter.
That's very true. Reminder, everything has calories. The problem is just that you can't ingest everything. But everything has calories. Cardboard box, plastic, everything. She cannot ingest that.
Or anything, so I'm genuinely curious how she maintained this build while essentially packing her stomach.
Why does he say it like that? How can she maintain this build? You are what you eat, I guess. That's way too literally. She took that way too literally.
With foam. We probably won't get an answer to that question, but we do have another black screen of death, and if you want to know what 0.09 square meters of foam mattress looks like, it's like eating this piece of A4 sized cardboard except a lot more fluffy. And this is per day. I'd imagine Jennifer saves a lot of money on toilet paper, given the fact that it probably wipes itself on the way out.
It enters my body and leaves my body. It goes through my system and goes out.
I'm very concerned about her health and her digestion.
I'd be concerned as well. Have you looked at this woman? The mattress eating aside. The mattress eating aside, I'd still be concerned. You're not healthy at that weight.
Digestive system, because I have seen it in the toilet. It comes out in whole.
That is not information I needed. It comes out whole.
Pieces.
Okay, you have to be taking the piss now. There is no way in hell that it comes out in full pieces like that, still yellow. Either that is for demonstration, or she has an insane digestive system. Jennifer actually goes into why she eats the foam, and I'll just play the clip.
I usually, when I crave to eat some mattress, it usually be after 2 o'clock after I eat. I'm urged. I need an urge. I gotta have it. For some reason, after sex, I would want some.
It's an after sex thing, bro. Or in the morning, she's like, and she wakes up, it's like, oh, now a nice piece of mattress foam. Yes, that's what we need. Oh, after smashing, give me that piece of mattress foam, bro. That's crazy.
I'm just gonna assume that this is the producers making her say some shit that is gonna make people laugh. And it worked, so well played, producers. Well played. Jennifer then has an argument with her family, and they convince her to get looked at by a doctor, and it goes about as well as you would expect.
Really, only symptoms that I think is connected to it. I may be a little gassy, but then again, like, I'm having sulfur burps.
Sulfur burps? Okay.
Yeah, like a fart in my mouth.
Okay, I'm lying. I wasn't expecting her to say this at all. Her breath must honestly be so bad, which is strange because she has some breathing.
She's gonna just like breathe in your direction. Your eyebrows are just gonna evaporate from existence. You look like Super Saiyan 3 Goku without the Super Saiyan. That's what you're gonna get. She could still do it that big. Yeah, it only works if she's big and he's not. Then it works. But I know from family members that if both are ginormous, that it does not work anymore on both ends.
Be nice teeth. Anyway, the doctor does an x-ray and lo and behold, she has foam in her stomach.
All right, well, the x-ray shows no definite obstruction, but it's hard for me to see what's called your stomach bubble.
All right.
Okay, so that suggests that maybe your stomach was full, and maybe it was full of foam mattress.
Yeah.
Jennifer then vows to stop eating mattresses after being scared by the doctor, but the follow-up states that she did relapse, although she has eaten less than normal. Anyway, the mattress eating was strange, but I could have looked past it were it not for the revelation that
goes into strange tier. That goes into strange tier immediately. That goes straight up. Now I have a visual in my head. I didn't need that. You mean 2 land whales laying on top of each other? Now you do. Male Gorlock and female Gorlock clapping cheeks.
She burps out farts, and for that reason she's going into the strange tier. Another outstanding collection of addictions covered in this part of the tier list. The next one will be the finale, with some
I thought this was the finale. Okay, we're getting a part 4. Part 4. There will be a part 4. That's going to be for next week, probably, if he has already done it or not. But that's crazy. That's wild, bro. This is insane. These are just weird. These are just insane. I hate you, Poke. Love you too. Jabba Jabbit the Huts. Now I have the visual Frogan in my head. Well, that's a scary picture. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.